With just a day left of the LV County Championship match in Canterbury, neither Kent nor Leicestershire have been able to grab the initiative in what has been a balanced match to date, although there has at least been an attempt to set up a game on the final day. Play began on the third morning with Leicestershire on 333 for 9, and it took Kent only 5 balls to finish off the innings, with Jig and Nake edging Doug Bollinger behind before a run had been added to the total. So at last Kent got their chance with the bat, and they made a steady enough start through their usual openers Sam Northeast and Rob Key. By and large, this has been a pitch which has played well, although no batsman as yet has been able to register a match-changing score. And that was the case throughout the Kent innings, with batsmen getting in and then getting out. First to go for the home side was Northeast, who on 18 reached for a ball in Ben Rain's first over and drove it into the hands of Ned Eckersley in the covers. Key had played the short ball well until he failed to ride this delivery from Anthony Ireland as he shovelled it to Niall O'Brien behind the stumps. Key was gone for 27 at 45 for 2. Daniel Bell-Drummond and Brendan Nash ensured that there were no further setbacks before lunch, before they began to put their side on top after the break with the best partnership of the match to date. That nearly didn't happen when Bell-Drummond decided to take on his old teammate Charlie Shrek, who was only denied the run out with his direct hit from mid-on by the batsman's well-timed dive. Bell-Drummond settled down after that and played with authority, working the ball to leg really well when he could. The youngster has started this season in an encouraging fashion, and it's easy to see from shots such as these why he is so highly regarded. He will be desperately hoping that this will be his breakthrough season, and on this form, along with the 50 he made in the defeat at Worcester last week, it may well be. He was well backed up by a man who's seen it all in this game in the form of Nash, although he was given a life when he sliced a drive and was put down at point. Rob Taylor, the unlucky bowler. Taylor did exact his revenge once Nash had moved on to 45 in a partnership of 94. The batsman knew he was out the moment the ball rapped him on the pads. Bell-Drummond remained, however, and he was soon at his second half century of the LV County Championship summer. This had used up 105 deliveries and contained 8 fours. He was keeping his side very much in this game as his team moved on to 150 for 3. Alas for him, he wasn't able to go on for much longer. An attempted uppercut off Anthony Ireland found Nake, who held on well to reduce Kent to 164 for 4. Ireland perhaps should have added the wicket of Darren Stevens to his collection as well. It was a tough return chance though on the bowler's follow through. Stevens is still one of the biggest hitters in the game and doesn't need many invitations to play his shots. This from Nake was a gift, although it only just cleared Ireland on the rope. The former Leicestershire all-rounder, as ever, played a whole host of shots in an innings which improved the tempo of proceedings. He'd gone off injured on the previous afternoon, so Kent would have been delighted to see him feeling and indeed looking good. He was dominating the scoring now in partnership with Ben Harmison. Harmison had made 21 when he was the 5th man out, leg before to Taylor, with a total now on 194 for 5, with Kent still 139 runs behind their opponents. Stevens, as he so often does, now looked to get on with things. With so much play lost to the weather, it was going to take some positive approaches from the two captains to get this game moving in the right direction, and Stevens was doing his best. He'd made a sprightly 48 when he tried to clear the ropes off the largely economical Nake, only to find Taylor hovering in the deep. The batsman was gone with his side now on 248 for 6, with the second new ball just about due. Not that Leicestershire got to use it for long, as Sam Billings now went on the attack, twice extending his arms to send the ball into the distance. They were 2 wonderful shots from a man who's now trying to really establish himself in the Kent first team. This isn't a bad way to show off your talents. In the pursuit for quick runs, Billings was bowled by Shrek for 38, and with that, Key declared on 269 for 7, which gave Leicestershire a first innings lead of 64 runs and gave their batsmen 8 overs to see out before the close. They lost 2 wickets in that time. Bollinger flattened Matt Boyce's off stump after he'd made 8. And night watchman Ireland followed next ball as he was unable to repeat his heroics from the previous day when he scored his maiden first-class 50. It was left to Greg Smith and Ned Eckersley to survive the final 15 minutes, at the end of which they carried the total to 39 for 2, which gives them a lead of 103 going into the last day. The game is set up nicely as long as the weather doesn't intervene again.